What happens when a girl is trapped underground, hunted by hideous mutant creatures? While on the surface, a group of insurgents is relentlessly pursuing her. Can she escape? The journey ahead will provide the answer. The Royal Air Force Flight. Foxtrot 217, piloted by Captain Kate Sinclair and co-pilot Johnson, is flying over Afghanistan to survey a military zone under their control. After completing their mission, the captain contacts command, reporting that they will be concluding the flight in a few minutes. However, at that very moment, they are suddenly attacked by ground-based missiles from insurgent forces. Kate quickly changes course and manages to evade it. Despite this, subsequent missiles strike the engine, causing the plane to burst into flames. The commander immediately orders them to abandon the aircraft and parachute to the ground to await rescue. Follow the order, landing in a mountainous area not far away. However, as soon as the two parachutes are spotted, Taliban forces quickly close in. The co-pilot signals for Kate to stay down and draws his weapon to return fire. But the enemy numbers are overwhelming, and he is shot down on the spot. One of them approaches to finish Kate off, but she quickly shoots him down. The remaining men open fire on her. Kate immediately grabs the body of the man she just shot to use as a shield, then uses her sharpshooting skills to take down the other 4. She quickly loots their weapons and flees into the mountains above, simultaneously calling to report the situation to command. However, Kate doesn't get far before she spots another group of insurgents in pursuit. She immediately rushes towards a nearby abandoned military compound. Seeing a locked bunker, she intends to enter it for temporary shelter. But before she can open the lock, the insurgents arrive. They attack fiercely, forcing Kate to fight back. Against overwhelming numbers and superior firepower, Kate is gradually cornered. They even bring out a mortar, aiming it directly at the bunker door with the intention of blowing her and her hiding place away. Fortunately, Kate manages to avoid the blast, which blows the bunker door wide open. Realizing this is her only chance of survival, she risks her life, dashing through the hail of bullets and diving inside. There, she discovers a passage leading deep down pitch black. Kate uses her flashlight, tossing it down to check the depth. Seeing she can land safely, she immediately climbs down. Just as Kate's feet touch the bottom, the insurgents manage to breach the bunker and begin to climb down after her. Kate, holding her light, cautiously proceeds deeper. The bunker seems to have been abandoned for many years, dark and cold. She doesn't know what it was built for, but follows her instincts deeper into the earth. Suddenly, she comes across a desiccated human skeleton sitting at a desk. Beside it are intact files. On the desk is also a mini-camera, which Kate quickly pockets before moving on. When she detects that the insurgents have reached the bottom, she throws her flashlight in another direction as a diversion. The insurgents then enter an area that looks like an abandoned laboratory, filled with large tanks, each containing a human body submerged in a murky solution. The place appears to have been long forgotten. But they don't care. The only thing on their minds is the blonde girl hiding somewhere in the darkness. As they are searching, Kate suddenly appears behind one of them, takes him down, and grabs his gun. A firefight breaks out. In the chaos, stray bullets shatter several tanks, and the bodies inside begin to fall out. Kate quickly finds a drainage pipe and crawls inside to escape. Elsewhere, a curious insurgent approaches a strange creature that has just fallen from a tank. He covers it with a plastic bag, unaware that the creature, after years of hibernation, has now awakened. In an instant, its clawed arm lashes out, striking him with a force that knocks him out cold. When his comrades run over, they freeze in horror at the sight of the creature eating the man it just killed. Terrified, he screams and flees for his life, so fast that his pants fall down. Meanwhile, just as Kate crawls out of the pipe, she is spotted by an insurgent. He points his gun at her and threatens, "Stop, or I'll shoot." But as he is about to pull the trigger, he hears the screams of his comrades echoing from within the bunker. While the man is distracted, Kate swiftly disarms him, takes his weapon, and runs towards the emergency exit. Just then, another man rushes from above to block her path. Kate takes him down with a single blow. As she climbs back to the surface, another man grabs her leg and pulls her back down. But at that moment, she freezes. The hideous creature is also trying to crawl out. Without hesitation, Kate runs out the door and uses a chain to lock it tight. Just as she steps outside, she is confronted by another insurgent, pointing a gun at her. She thinks there's no escape this time, but strangely, when the man sees the creature through the crack in the door, he panics, drops his gun, and runs for his life. Seeing this, Kate doesn't hesitate either and sprints away from the place. After reaching temporary safety, Kate stops to treat her wounds with a dose of painkillers and continues to find a way out. Luckily, she encounters a British military rescue team searching for her. After confirming her identity as the downed pilot, she is taken to the British military encampment in Afghanistan. Upon her return, Kate immediately reports everything she experienced to Lieutenant Joy, the officer in charge of the camp, especially about the grotesque creature in the bunker. However, instead of believing her, Lieutenant Joy thinks Kate is hallucinating due to the trauma of her ordeal. This reaction frustrates Kate, but this isn't her base, and the rescue team's only duty was to bring her here temporarily. Thus, she has no authority. Even the mini-camera she found in the bunker is confiscated by Lieutenant Joy. The longer she stays at the camp, the more Kate realizes it's not a trustworthy place. Most of the officers here are misfits with troubled pasts. Some were troublemakers, others ex-convicts sent here as a form of rehabilitation. She knows she can't rely on anyone. Not just Lieutenant Joy, but everyone else in the camp either doubts her story or outright dismisses it. However, a glimmer of hope appears when an insurgent is captured and brought to the camp, the very man who spared her life in front of the bunker. Both of them had witnessed the creature firsthand. For Kate, his presence is living proof that what she went through was real. While everyone else remains skeptical, the insurgent, named Kabir, unexpectedly speaks up. He says the bunker Kate entered is an old Russian structure, built many years ago. The writing Kate saw on the outside actually means, "No entry, mortal danger." Though he doesn't specify what's inside, the fear in his eyes and voice makes it clear that something terrible is being hidden. Kate also feels a growing sense of unease, a premonition that it's not over, and just as she fears, the nightmare truly begins. In that bunker, the terrifying creatures have started to awaken. They begin to smash their own containment tanks, freeing each other and preparing to swarm out, heralding a horrific disaster. By now, night is falling. The officers in the camp take turns on guard duty. Those not on duty gather in groups, drinking and chatting to pass the time. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Joy tries to contact his superiors to request a check on the information Kate provided. But after a long wait, he receives no significant response. In the medical tent, Kabir is still being interrogated about what he knows of the mysterious bunker. Outside, a soldier has just relieved his comrade on watch. He turns away for a moment, and before he can even say goodbye, he turns back to find the other man has vanished without a trace. The soldier stands in disbelief. How could a large man disappear in just a few seconds? Thinking his friend is playing a prank, he starts searching. His hand accidentally touches a slimy, sticky liquid with a horrifying stench. A sense of dread washes over him. He immediately pulls out his infrared scope to check. In the pitch black night, the light reveals the image of a figure or something darting away towards the mountains. Without hesitation, he fires a warning shot into the air. The entire camp immediately goes on high alert. Everyone rushes to their battle stations, thinking they are under attack by insurgents. But what appears before them is not human, but a creature running at incredible speed. Upon receiving the report that the camp is under attack, Joy immediately orders, "All personnel are cleared to engage unidentified targets. No need to wait for orders, just fire." Outside, the soldiers no longer wait for commands. They load their weapons and fire relentlessly. One of the grotesque creatures lunges at a soldier, but his gun jams. He only has time to see a flash of claws before he is thrown and knocked unconscious. The creature is quickly gunned down, but at the cost of another life. Kate, in her room, hears the rapid gunfire and knows something terrible has happened. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Joy is trying to call for reinforcements, but before he can finish, a creature smashes through the door and lunges into the command post. As a battle-hardened veteran, Joy maintains a cold composure. He aims his gun directly at it, ready to fight. Outside the camp, soldiers are being attacked one by one, with blood splattering everywhere. Each strike from the creatures is like a slash from the Grim Reaper. A soldier uses a flare to illuminate the open ground in front of him, and his hair stands on end as he realizes the monsters are advancing towards them, growing in number like a swarm of demons rising from hell. As Kate is scrambling to find a weapon to go out and help, a monster tears through her tent and attacks her. It's too strong, quickly pinning her down and wrapping its long writhing tongue around her neck. In that life-or-death moment, Kabir appears from behind and with a swift chop, severs the monster's tongue, freeing Kate. Then both Kate and Kabir quickly escape the tent and head towards the battle. After a fierce firefight, very few survivors remain. They decide to gather in a large trench, huddling together with their guns pointed outwards, ready for a last stand. But the problem is, their ammunition is nearly depleted. If they can't fight their way to the armory, they will soon become prey. The group decides to split up. One team to rescue Joy, another to head for the armory, and the rest to provide cover fire. Meanwhile, Joy is still fighting the monster in the command tent. Despite being a seasoned soldier, he is nearly exhausted. But just as the rescue team bursts in, he musters his last bit of strength, swings a baseball bat, and repeatedly smashes the creature's head until its skull shatters. The group then heads to the armory. On the way, they are blocked by another monster. Despite being hit with hundreds of bullets, it charges forward as if unharmed. At that moment, Kate recklessly grabs a large axe, rushes forward, and with a mighty swing, decapitates it. Everyone finally makes it inside the armory. Since it's the safest place at the moment, they decide to hold their position there and wait for morning. Outside, the pack of monsters silently drags all the human corpses out of the camp, as if collecting trophies. As things quiet down, Kabir begins to tell the truth. He says that as a child, he witnessed a strange object from spacefall to this land. Not long after, the Soviet Union sent troops into the area. It was thought to be a conventional war, but in reality, strange disappearances followed. The people in Kabir's village, men, women, even livestock, vanished one by one without a trace. The villagers thought it was wild animals, so Kabir's father and many others went into the forest to search and never returned. Strangely, after the Soviet army withdrew, all the disappearances stopped. The next morning, the survivors leave the armory. To their surprise, all the bodies have been cleared away, with only one corpse remaining. They immediately take it to the medical tent for examination. The doctors discover something horrifying. The creature has teeth like a shark and skin so thick that bullets can barely penetrate it. However, it decomposes easily under ultraviolet light. When they dissect its organs, they are even more shocked to find its internal structure is identical to a human's. This throws everyone into confusion, as they have no idea what these things are. Just then, Lieutenant Joy reveals that he sent the information Kate provided to command for verification. The response he received confirmed that everything Kate said was true. For years, the British Army had been searching for the black site left by the Soviets, but to no avail until Kate discovered the bunker. Joy says that according to intelligence, an unidentified object fell in this area in 1979. The Soviet Army immediately sent specialists, who discovered it was a spaceship containing a strange creature. Instead of destroying it, they wanted to study it. That was the reason they launched the invasion of Afghanistan, not for political reasons, but to seize the alien creature. And now, the very thing they wanted to control was returning to destroy them all. The people left in the bunker yesterday weren't just a few unlucky souls, but an entire army. The creatures that attacked the camp last night were just a scouting party. This means that tonight, they will return in far greater numbers, but the bigger problem is that they can't run. It's a long way from here to the nearest safe point, and they only have enough fuel for half the journey. If they go on foot, they'll have to face local insurgents, a choice no different from suicide. As they are debating how to survive, the worst happens. The creature on the operating table suddenly revives. It roars, lunges up, grabs Kate, and wraps its tongue tightly around her neck. In that suffocating moment, Kate saves herself with a powerful headbutt to the creature's face, causing it to stagger. Lieutenant Joy, who has fought alongside them all night, doesn't hesitate. He pulls the pin on a grenade, grabs the monster, and throws them both away from the group as it explodes. The room shakes. When the smoke and dust clear, everyone can only run to pick up his broken dog tag. Joy has sacrificed himself to protect the group. With no time to grieve, the team must act. Kate proposes that to kill a tiger, you have to enter its den. They can't wait for the creatures to attack again. The only way to end this is to infiltrate the bunker and destroy them at the source. They quickly reach the bunker, bringing explosives, with the intent to blow the whole place up. But just as they are setting the charges, Tom, a member of the team, is suddenly dragged down into the dark chasm by a monster. The group thinks he's dead and is about to retreat when they suddenly receive a signal on the radio. It's Tom, he's still alive. Unable to abandon a comrade, the group decides to go back to save him. They use a makeshift iron cage attached to the front of an ATV, slowly lowering people one by one into the deep bunker. Kabir remains on the surface to operate the equipment. But just then, an urgent message comes through. In 20 minutes, The military will launch missiles to level the entire area as an extreme measure to eliminate the threat. They must find Tom and get out before they are wiped out along with the monsters. Down in the bunker, Tom is still alive. He was knocked out and taken to be stored as food. When he wakes up, Tom witnesses a gruesome scene. The monsters are eating his own comrades. In pain and rage, he fights back against one of them and kills it with his bare hands. He starts running through the underground labyrinth to find a way out. At the same time, Kate's group has also entered the laboratory area inside the bunker. They walk through dark rooms and then stop, stunned to see dozens of bodies hanging, wearing the uniforms of the people who had gone missing from Kabir's village. Kabir immediately recognizes them as his fellow villagers, the ones who disappeared when he was a child. The truth is too horrific to accept. Just then, Kate discovers a control room and turns on the surveillance monitors. On the screen appears a giant creature locked behind thick glass, its misshapen head and massive body sleeping peacefully. But it is clearly not from Earth. While the group is still in shock, Tom suddenly makes contact again, his voice gasping for breath. He is being chased by another creature. Moments later, Tom bursts into the room they are in, with the monster right behind him. Without thinking, the group opens fire. The monster is killed, but their ammunition is nearly gone. No one says a word, but they all understand that if they stay another minute, they will die. Everyone quickly moves towards the exit. Although they manage to lock the monsters behind an iron door, they know it can be broken down at any moment. Meanwhile, on the surface, the doctor is suddenly attacked by insurgents from a distance. He immediately uses a machine gun to fight back. Although he takes down a few, he runs out of ammo while some enemies remain. Cornered, the doctor is forced into hand-to-hand combat to fight for control of the vehicle, the only means of getting the group out of the bunker. The struggle is intense. He takes down a few more enemies, but a bullet hits the vehicle's engine, causing it to lose control and slide uncontrollably towards the chasm. The doctor desperately tries to stop the sliding vehicle, but the situation is bleak. Inside the bunker, the group has just made it into the iron cage when they realize someone is missing, the female sergeant. She has been attacked by a monster. Without hesitation, Tom decides to go back for her. By then, the sergeant had already killed one monster, but she wasn't so lucky with the second one. When Tom arrives, it's too late. He is forced to return, carrying the pain of not being able to save his comrade. Time is running out. The vehicle has slid close to the opening and is in danger of falling into the abyss. The monsters behind them are attacking furiously, causing a few more casualties. In a life-or-death moment, Kabir manages to push Kate out of the cage, just as the vehicle plummets, exploding violently and killing all the monsters below. On the surface, the doctor is surrounded by insurgents. With no other choice, he is forced to surrender. As they are about to execute him, Kate and Tom appear just in time, eliminating all the insurgents and saving the doctor. In the end, only 3 survive. They receive a notification. Just 1 minute remains before the bomb is activated to destroy the entire area. Without hesitation, the 3 of them quickly get into a vehicle and speed away to escape. As their vehicle leaves the bunker area, the entire site is obliterated by bombs in an explosion that shakes the ground. Knowing that the blast will surely attract more insurgents, the 3 of them quickly drive off, making their final escape. In a world of chaos and danger, the thing that ensures human survival is not weapons or strength, but courage, teamwork, and the will to protect one another. The film serves as a warning about the ambition to control things that humanity does not fully understand, because that very arrogance can lead to destruction. Ultimately, survival isn't about defeating a stronger enemy, but about never giving up hope, even when faced with the slimmest chance of survival.